Mr.
Please
Speaker,
stand.
sir,
Please stand.
at the outset, I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to present our case presented by the Honorable President, Shri Ramnath Kovindji, and presented in the Parliament by Honorable Minister Shri Pratap Sarangiji. I stand here to support the presidential address. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I stand here, I bring blessings from the land of Ma Kamakhya to each and all present in this august house today. We are going through an auspicious occasion of Ambabuchi presently, and I take this opportunity to extend an invitation on behalf of our Chief Minister, Shri Shorbananda Sonowalji, so that honorable members of this august house may make a short visit to Ma Kamakhya and seek her blessings. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have been talking of national integration when we talk of Northeast. We are hearing this for the last 70 years. Mr. Speaker, we have had a Prime Minister for the last 5 years, whom we can proudly say as a hands-on Prime Minister. Why hands-on? Because more than the briefing we do, he has more knowledge on issues related to Assam and Northeast. Since he has become a Prime Minister, as per the records available, he has made 18 trips to Guwahati and entire Northeast. And in between those trips, he has made around 48 public addresses over the last 5 years. Other than the government or the official programs and all, which were allocated by the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister today knows what's going on in and out of Northeast. As I speak, I must express our gratitude to him, because when we have a Hima Das, an athlete from a remote village in Assam, or a Riba Das who makes a film which goes world over, the celebration is not confined today within the geographical limits of Guwahati or Northeast, but the whole country erupts in joy. Mr. Speaker, sir, for the last few years, we have been seeing that when we get up on the morning of 21st of June, we get up and switch on our TV to find our Prime Minister putting on an Assamese gamucha over his shoulders. And this has given us an immense sense of pride, not just for the people of Assam, but for the entire Northeast. He is capable of carrying the entire country on his shoulders. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have been talking of national integration, but we have been not talking of mental integration. Today, the people of Northeast are mentally integrated with the idea of India. Because when Prime Minister puts on an Assamese gamucha or he speaks of the new engine, he not just says that Guwahati is the gateway of Northeast India, but Guwahati is the gateway of entire Southeast Asian countries. We have had advantage Assam 2 years back under the patronage of our Prime Minister. Today we have business consulates of Bhutan and Bangladesh established in Guwahati. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to draw your attention. This stark difference has come out because of the fact that we also had a Prime Minister for 10 years who represented our state. But I do not have on record how many visits he made to Guwahati or entire Northeast. But at least I can say for my constituency in Silchar, coming from South Assam, that during those 10 years between 2004 to 2014, we have not had a single prime ministerial visit to my home constituency. And as I stand here, I can proudly say that my Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, visited Silchar 4 times during those 5 years. Mr. Speaker, sir, we must acknowledge the fact that this election has been a transcending election, because during this election, corruption has not been an issue and price rise has not been an issue, which was always been an issue during the previous elections. This election, the vote was for a pro-incumbent government, and the massive support that we have received all across the country, including Northeast, has given us more responsibility and has made us more humble. Mr. Speaker, sir, the world is actually a better place if only the teacher practices what he preaches. Since yesterday, we have been seeing my friends, honorable members of the opposition, speaking on lofty ideals, speaking of various ideas. But I'm sorry to say that theatrics, if this hallowed hall is not for screaming and shouting, this hall is also not for theatrics. If you can practice what you preach, then you should have been sitting here today and we would have been sitting on the other side. But our practice, and our Prime Minister, as I say, is a hands-on Prime Minister. He practices what he preaches. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to draw your attention to a few issues pertaining to Assam. You have got a chance for long years. You were there in the state for 15 long years, and you were there at the center for 10 long years. In the recent past, I am not talking of the previous years. You have got lots of chances to do a lot of good things for the people of Northeast, which included the following things that I'm going to enumerate, but you failed to complete those projects. The second bridge over Saraigat, the Dhola Sodia bridge in Upper Assam, the Bogibil road-cum-rail bridge in Upper Assam, the Lamding-Silchar laying of the broad gauge track that was 213 kilometers was started in the year 1996, and for 18 long years you could not complete this 213 kilometers. Gas Kekar project at Lepetkata could not be completed. It was only after our Prime Minister took charge in 2014 that this project took speed and ultimately saw the light of the day. I would like to bring to your notice today that around 50 kilometers of new tracks has been laid under the railways and all. And today we have had connections with Tripura. Today we are having 8 Rajdhanis flying from eastern part of the country to Delhi. And in the coming years, maybe within a year or 18 months, we'll be connecting through railways the remotest of states like Manipur and Mizoram. This will be only done under the able guidance of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Mr. Speaker, sir, the new projects that have come up in the Northeast needs to be mentioned, because 5 years our government has worked relentlessly. In addition to the central government for last 5 years, we have had Sarbananda Sonowalji's government in the state since 2016 summer. We are having 5 new bridges to be constructed over mighty river Brahmaputra. We are having 4 new national highways to the tune of around 160 kilometers under NHIDCL, which was set up in the year 2014 in July. Mr. Speaker, sir, around 12,000 kilometers of new roads are being set up under the PMGSY scheme. You can well imagine 12,000 kilometers of roads in the villages and the remotest villages of Assam, so that the people, the villagers of Assam feel connected with the mainstream country. Other than 12,000 kilometers, we are also seeing the completion of 1,069 RCC bridge under the PMGSY scheme. Mr. Speaker, sir, the biorefinery at Numaligarh is coming up. Approximately 1,100 crore sanction for the modernization of Guwahati Airport. And I can proudly say, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Guwahati Airport today is one of the 5th busiest airport in the country. The AIMS is coming up in Guwahati. The Barauni-Guwahati gas pipeline is coming up in the near future. The NRL, the production of the NRL has been multiplied by 3 times. From 3.0 MMTPA to 9.0 MMTPA, it has gone up. The Indian Agricultural Institute will come up at Gogamukh in the very near future, and today we are having international flights from Guwahati to Dhaka and Bangkok, and we are having our Lokpriya Gopinath Bordolo International Airport carrying cargoes produce of the farmers. The vegetables are going to 5 different airports all across the world from our airport. I would also like to draw your attention to another paragraph where our president has enumerated about the Jan Dhan Yojana. Today I must bring on record what has happened in the state of Assam. Before 2014, the reach of the sanitary latrine was 37.9%. Today it is 100%. Saubhagya Yojana 42% before 2014 and 100% now. LPG was 41%. Today it is 92%.
Okay.
Financial inclusion 45%. Today it is 90%. Sir, this brings to the last part of my topic. If I do not say or speak on this topic, I would doing dishonor to a lot of families. I stand here proudly and I'm having goosebumps now because I carry the aspirations of the displaced persons of entire northeastern people. Sir, my grandfather was a freedom fighter and he served in Indian jails for almost 4 years of his life in Jorhat jail and Noagaon jail. Mr. Speaker, sir, today as I stand here, you have also done, you have carried a committee under your chairmanship to Northeast and you have done a commendable job and you have recommended the passage of Citizenship Amendment Bill which was placed in the last Lok Sabha and passed in the last Lok Sabha. There are many fears which are being discussed in the parliament and back there in the state, but I assure you that if this CAB is passed, then whatever atonement that was done during the time of partition, that needs to be corrected. We have had our national leaders during the time, including Jawaharlal Nehruji, saying that if the law is inadequate in this respect, the law needs to be changed and we should protect and give security to the people whose forefathers fought for the freedom of our country. Last but not the least, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would reiterate our commitment on the protection of the indigenous people of entire Northeast, because as has been laid out in the Assam Accord, that we should take care of the cultural, the linguistic, and the other issues which are so dear to the people of Northeast. Mr. Speaker, sir, I assure you that the government will do everything to do the constitutional safeguard of the indigenous people. And I must remind my last point is that we come from a land of Lachit Borfukan. Tekhete koisile je dekhotke mama dangor mumayek dangor nohoy, which means he fought the Mughal 17 times and defeated the Mughal 17 times. And he said when he had given a war to his own maternal uncle, his maternal uncle failed to do so, and Lachit Borfukan chopped off the head of his maternal uncle by saying, Dekhotke mama dangor nohoy, means your mama cannot be bigger than the country, and should be reminded to the Tukre Tukre gang who, without any fear, today stand with the Tukre Tukre gang and say their own whatever theatrics they have to say. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thank you.